need some no-dose. Along with Bruce, I think they all been sleeping in the building. But we was fortunate enough to land Paul Richardson, the guy that we watched back in the personnel in the pro department, especially Alex and Richard and Jeff and Brian and Pete and Brent and Dara. Spent a lot of hours back there, and we all targeted Paul Richardson, and we was fortunate enough to be able to sign Paul. And Paul and his mom and dad is here today, and I'd like to bring Paul up and introduce Paul Richardson. Paul. Hey guys, he can run.
Hey Paul, I'm JP Finley with NBC Sports Washington. Now that you've gotten to talk to the coach and gotten to know the offense in a very short period, how can you help the Redskins this fall?
Just provide some speed downfield. We got some great guys. Got Dotson, got Crowder, got Alex. So I'm just going to come in and fill my role. Beat guys downfield, take the top off of coverages, challenge people downfield.
John Kine, ESPN. What did you think you showed last year that you were able to finally show last year that you can build off of and bring here in addition to the speed?
I think with my frame, I was able to surprise people about how I attack the ball in the air, man. That's a lot for a guy to do, especially running fast. So I just want to compete for balls downfield, make plays going across the middle, catch and run, man. I haven't been able to do that, so I'll finally be able to do that.
Paul, Kimberly Martin, Washington Post. What about the Redskins makes you feel like this is a great place to call home?
Just the history here, and I was excited when I heard that they were interested. They got Alex, and I felt like that this was a good situation for me. My family was excited to hear it. They felt like it was a great fit for me, a good new start, and I appreciate it.
Paul, Craig Hoffman, 106.7 The Fan. How much of it had to do with the offensive coaching staff here as well, getting to see what guys like Pierre Garçon, Deshaun Jackson, and some of those big name receivers have been able to do here?
That played a big role. I'm friends with Deshaun. I'm friends with Pierre. They're both great guys, great receivers. So especially Pierre, when Pierre told me this would be a great fit for me, I trusted him. He described the staff to me, described the offense, and then I pay attention to teams. I look up Alex. I look up the offense. I just see where guys are getting open and seeing windows that I've never seen before, and I just could picture myself in those windows. So I'm looking forward to the different concepts, how they get guys open, and I think I'll be able to contribute.
Paul, Lake Lewis, USA Today, Redskins Wire. You're coming in with Alex, and it's a new day here. So how important is it for you to come in and get this thing started with new pieces in place?
I believe it's very important. I want to be able to develop a great chemistry with him. I want to be able to develop some trust, and I want him to know if I'm always available. Just throw it. It don't matter. It don't matter where it is. I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna turn him into a believer.
Paul, you had a good year last year, 700 yards in Seattle. How much of your potential do you think you've reached?
I don't think I've scratched it. I think that I was able to open some eyes and create an opportunity for myself to grow even more, and to be able to show just everything that I was brought into this league to do, was to challenge guys, to compete for balls, and to make big plays. I really enjoyed that.
Paul, Kareem Copeland from the Washington Post. Russ and Alex are kind of different quarterbacks. What stands out to you about Alex, and how do you think that adjustment will go for you?
What stands out about Alex is he doesn't have to leave the pocket. He can deliver balls on time and in the pocket, and then when he does scramble, he's dangerous. He can go get the yards himself, or he's going to find whoever is available that's working with him to make the play. So they are very different quarterbacks, but I really appreciate Alex's skill set. So I think that it'll help me grow as a receiver.
Hey, Paul, Matthew Paris, The Washington Times. When did this deal kind of come together? When did the Redskins start to get on your radar even that this was even a possibility?
Man, we really didn't know. I guess as soon as the windows opened up, my agent called me, and he's like, man, I feel like this is a good look for you, if we're able to make it happen. And I just talked to some of my guys. I talked to Pierre. We have the same agent. We've developed a friendship. I look up to him a lot. And I talked to him, and he said, man, it doesn't even matter. They need a receiver. I think you would be a great fit there. So it wasn't a lot of a thought process. I trust Pierre. I look up to him, and I respect him a lot. And for him to say that after leaving here, that meant a lot to me. So that was easy.
Aaron Hawksworth, ABC7, what are your thoughts on playing in the NFC East and all the excitement that comes with that?
I'm looking forward to it, man. You got some great teams in this division, and I just joined a great team. So I think that there's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of attention, and a lot to play for and live up to. So I think that I'll be able to fill that role just fine.
Paul, you brought up Deshaun's name too, and there was some talk of when you came out of college, his name, your name together. What are some things just from watching his game? Of course, the speed again, but what are some things you learned maybe from him just watching him over the years?
For a decade, Deshaun, he sets people up so great with his double moves downfield. He has great ball tracking ability over his shoulder. All parts of my game that I've been working on that I can't wait to be able to show. And, I really took that from Deshaun and what I took from Pierre even, just how aggressive he is, how much attitude he plays with, how much confidence he plays with. Both of them play with a lot of confidence. So just being able to take parts of their game, being able to ask Pierre questions and him being able to help me, I think that things are going to pan out great.
Hey, Paul, Diane Cheesebro, USA Today, Redskins Wire. Welcome to Washington. Have you had a chance yet to talk to any of your new teammate, especially the wide receivers that you'll be running this offense with?
Oh, not yet. I haven't talked to the guys yet. I'm looking forward to it. I've just been able to just hear great things about them, just hear about their personalities and just how I would fit into the room and my role in the room. So I look forward to meeting those guys, developing a good relationship with those guys so we'll be able to help each other out on the field. Good.
All right, thanks, Tony. With the new contract and all that, do you feel some sort of burden to come in and prove something, or do you feel like you're on the process of doing that?
I feel like I have a burden to prove something all the time, every time I touch the field. So, this contract is motivation. It's a lot of motivation. It's me going through everything I went through my first 3 years in the NFL, and to be able to spread my wings a little bit, stepping into this new contract in my last year of my first deal. So I think that, yeah, there's a little bit of a burden, but I welcome it. I'm embracing it, and I'm just going to have fun in it.
How do you think you kind of compared to what Deshaun was able to do in this offense to kind of what you can feel that burner role? But, I mean, do you feel like your game is similar to his at all, or is that?
I feel like us both being from California, us both being from LA, and us being speed guys, there's going to be a lot of comparisons, man. I think he's a great receiver. Like I said, I look up to him a lot, especially how he sets guys up in his routes. I think that I have a lot of the same qualities. I think that I do add the going up and get it aspect. I like going up and against defenders, turning 50-50 balls into 100% mine. So, that's the other element that I'll bring.
Paul, you're a Cali guy, Colorado, Seattle, a lot of West Coast. What's it like coming over to the East Coast, and what's life going to be like outside of this room, outside of football?
I'm going to learn what life is going to be like, but I think it's great. I mean, I've been out here a couple times. Like I said, I'm really close with Pierre. I'm friends with, Chancellor, who's from here, who I've spoken to already. And, they've just basically not warned me, but prepared me for what it's like out here, to live out here. And I'm looking forward to it. I think that once I get my house and everything situated and I start to, learn my teammates and build relationships with them, that I think life outside the facility will be fine.
Well, that was actually my next question right here. Just this organization's big on doing things in the community. Is that something that's near and dear to your heart?
Oh, definitely. I do a lot of stuff in Los Angeles for, like, kids camps. I always go show up. I always go, if I can run a drill, I'll run the drills. Whatever my friends are doing for the community back home, I'm a part of it. I was a part of the community a lot in Seattle, and it was fun. They embraced me, and I enjoyed it. I think that once I get a feel for being here, and once I get comfortable and I start to meet people and I start to meet the different organizations and be able to incorporate my own, I think that it will be fine out here.
Paul, one of the things that you did real well in Seattle was make plays off schedule. Obviously, it's something Alex is capable of as well. Is that a part of the attraction to here, knowing that he's the quarterback that can help that part of your game as well?
Definitely. To be able to have a guy with such good timing, and then him to be mobile as well. those are two great combinations, man. So I think that, as long as he's moving and I'm still able to move, I'm going to run past people, whether it's across the field or down the field. And I think that he'll find me.
And when you go over, you said earlier you're looking forward to going over the middle. A lot of people will probably look at your stature and go, that's not a guy that's going to go over the middle a lot. Where does that desire to have that part of your game come from?
You got to catch me. I mean, I can't. I'm not big on trash talk and all that stuff, but you got to catch me.
Again, welcome, Liz Clark, Washington Post. We've seen in recent years with this kind of pass-heavy offense, there's a lot of balls, but there's a lot of terrific receivers between the tight ends and the backs and the wide receivers. In your case, when you might not be getting the number of balls that you would like, how do you handle that?
I think I honestly believe I showed I can handle that well. Based on my first 4 years, there wasn't a lot of balls. There just wasn't. There's guys that are in this that have more targets in one season that I had my whole career. But I make the most of my opportunities, and I really take a lot of pride in somebody being able to look my way and just trust that wherever the ball is going to be, that I'm going to make the play. So whether it's a ton of balls, whether it's a few, I'm going to make the most of whatever it is and turn it into whatever I can. Thank you.
Okay, it's 5:26 for the essence of live television. We have to stay on schedule, so we will start the next press conference at 5:31 sharp for live television. So we have about another 5 minutes, all right? So 5-minute break.